So you want to make a restaurant quality steak at your home. Look, if you clicked on the right video. I'm going to go over a number of tips and tricks that you can use for grilling a steak, and you can also use in other dishes to really help your cooking game quite a bit. So we'll go over them kind of step by step. Also have them laid out in the description for you. One thing we're going to do, also add in and cook, we're going to pair with this meal is a sweet potato that basically is going to be cooking in the grill. I'll show you how to do that. Some steakhouse green beans going to go along with it. Alright, so we've got the meat sitting out and everything's prepared inside. Now it's just time to start up the grill, or in my case, just light the fire here. Anything else in life, success generally always seems to lie in the small details of how you do something. So what we're going to do is go over kind of like step by step. It's a simple process. It's not complicated. It takes a little bit of work to put the ingredients together as opposed to just taking a steak out of the bag and flopping it on the grill. Hey, look, if that's your thing, you're probably watching the wrong video. See, the steaks have been marinating. It's a mixture of Italian dressing and a steak sauce. I'll include the recipes to both. However, if you don't want to mix it up and you just want to pour it out of a bottle, get you some Italian dressing and some Dale steak seasoning sauce. Go half and half. Mix them in here. These have been going for 8 hours. Just remember, about 4 hours to flip it over and get the other side, so you just don't have one highly saturated piece side that's got all the flavor into it. I've done that. Yeah. Sweet potato. Since I'm cooking out there on the grill with fire, I'm just going to pierce this thing. I'm going to saturate it with olive oil. I'm going to wrap it up with 2 layers of aluminum foil. I'm going to put it in the coals of that thing for about 30 minutes and let it cook. Depending on how you have your setup, you'll need to turn it. I'm going to have to turn mine. That's just part of it. One thing to note, as I said, we want this to be your perfect steak. So we want it to be as great as possible. Now, one key trick, tip, whichever way you want to call it, to know is you really want to have your plates heated up. You don't want to serve your steak on a cold plate because it's going to bring down the temperature of your food. Matter of fact, that kind of goes for pretty much everything. So you don't want your food to be cold. There's 2 best ways to do it. One is to put your stack of plates in the oven for 10, 12 minutes at about 150. When it's time to serve, bring them out. Another way, easier way, is to get a bowl, get about 2 cups of water in it, put it on top of the plates, and put them in the microwave and nuke that thing on high for about 2 minutes. One question I get is, what do I season my steak with? Salt and pepper works. If you have a special seasoning, I've got special blends that I made. Use it. Use it egregiously if you want to. It's really up to what it is that you like and how it tastes. That's what matters the most. One key thing to remember is, when you take the steak out there, we want to cook it over a medium-high heat. is going to cook fairly fast. So you want to have a heat thermometer to be key. I've heard people say, I just kind of, use whatever part of my hand feels like this, and then that's the kind of temperature I want the meat to be. I'm not one for doing that. Really can't really suggest that because what kind of hands do you have? I don't know. Maybe you're in construction and your hands as hard as a brick. Maybe you're typing all day at home. Maybe you're laying around eating bonbons. I don't know what you do with your hands, and quite frankly, I don't want to know. But what we're going to do is use the heat thermometer, follow the temperature guide that I have listed for you, and that is when to pull it. All right, because after we pull it, then we're going to allow it to rest. So we want a plate that's not overly hot. Definitely don't want 175 degrees. But we want it to be not chilled in the refrigerator either. So the meat's going to continue to cook for another 5 minutes while it rests. We're going to pull it. If you made the whipped butter recipe, at that point in time, once we pull it, we're going to put that on top of the steak, and that's going to make it taste even better. We're going to cover our steak with another plate to retain that heat and allow those juices to flow back and forth and keep the warmth for 5 minutes. And then when it comes time to serve, we're going to serve it on that warm plate. All right. So we've got the steaks out of the marinade. As you can see, they're very generously seasoned. Got the oven heated up to 150. Got the plates in there. I've got the plates I'm going to put the steaks on when I pull them. On top of the oven, so it gets it warm along with the butter. So get ready to put them on the grill. This goes about 3 minutes on one side, maybe 4 minutes on the other. It's kind of a quick process. We've got our steaks at the right temperature we want to eat them at. Now we're going to put some butter on top of them and let them rest for 5 minutes. And let those juices move back and forth across the steak. Let this butter melt on top of it. Give it some even added flavor. And then we'll cover it with a plate to keep the temperature in. Keep the steaks warm. And we'll revisit this in 5 minutes. We've got our green beans, steakhouse green beans, our sweet potato that we had going in the hammers out there, our steak with our butter on top of it, and we've got our heated plates out. Just going to slice into one of these steaks, and then we'll get ready to eat. No matter how you cook your steak, I guarantee it's going to come out better than the first time I made mine. However, to my defense, how was I to know the neighborhood dog would come walking through that afternoon, look at me through the patio door while I was in the kitchen grabbing something, come back outside, look at my steak, grab it, look back at me, and then slowly walk away as he ate it. Yeah. Hey, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Cooking with Wilson without the G, because kind of country like that. Yeah. Google, Gmail, hit me up there. Twitter, on the Insta via DM. Really don't know what DM means. I guess I could GTS it, but I'm probably not. Facebook, and on YouTube. And if you like the video, want to see more of them, feel free to like and subscribe. If you don't, eventually I may not get the hit. All right, take care.